social media is about. They call it social media. It's about community. It's about relationships. And see, with frequency, you build relationships. And you start, and these are the 5 stages of relationship development. And it takes frequency to develop a relationship. Are there any women here that are footloose and fancy-free? You're not married. You're single. Is there any women here that are available? Okay, you're footloose and you're fancy-free. Who else is? You're footloose, all right, okay? Now, how do I, let me see if your name is, how do I say it? Oh, just a minute, let me see if I can get it. Zamangwai. Zamangwai? Zamangwai. My darling. I want you to have a little fun with me. You sit there and I want you to pretend, you'll do this for me, will you? Okay, I want you to pretend that you are attracted to me. Not Sia, but you're attracted to me. Okay? So can you do that? Can you pretend that? Okay, that's good. Okay. So what I'm going to do, see, is I'm going to show you how a personal relationship is developed with those 5 stages. And see, Zamangwe, that's how I say it. Zamangwe, so we're here. In order for me to get her to be interested in me, I have to get her into the attraction stage. And see, when you want to attract a client, and you want them to have a relationship with you, there's a few key things. One thing in here is you have to display some uniqueness. You've got to have differentiators. You can't be like everybody else. Okay? And I'll just ask you a couple of questions. Do you like my Canadian accent? Very much so. Got it. Okay, very much so. See, that's unique. I got it over you, don't I? Sure, I got it over you. She likes my accent. Okay? That's good. So, and then I say, do you like men that are just really serious, or do you like men that are fun? Fun. That's good, okay? And do you like men that they want to sponge off of you and spend your money, or do you like a man that spends his own money and doesn't mind spending a little bit on you? The second one, you like that? Well, I got the money, honey. Okay. So see, we got 3 things going here, haven't we? I see the guys are really making notes up here now. They're learning, okay? And so what happens is, let's say she's now attracted to me because there's some uniqueness, okay? And so I say, hey, listen, I'd love to take you out for dinner next week, and would you like to go out maybe Friday, Saturday night? Which night would be? Saturday night, okay? We're going to go out Saturday night, and you can pick the restaurant. So any restaurant of your choice, we're going to go to. Which one would you like to go to? At the Michelangelo. You're the new one, the one upstairs, the Portuguese one. Yes. That's an expensive one. See, she's got good taste, okay? She's got good taste. So I pick her up and we're going to go there. What's the name of the restaurant there, Dino? Chicken Licken. Yeah, I forget the name of it, but I know the one you're talking about. So we're going to go there, and we go to the restaurant, and we're sitting down, and the waiter comes with the wine list, and he says, "Would you like some wine?" And she says, "Yes, I would like some wine." And I say, "Yeah, well, some wine." And she looks at me and she says, "Bill, do you mind if I order the wine?" And what she's thinking is, I'm going to find out whether this guy's really got money, or is he just BSing here a little bit? Okay, or maybe he's got money because he's cheap. Because a lot of guys got money because they won't spend it on you. Okay, so she's going to check him out. So when she looks down the wine menu, she says to the waiter, "I don't see anything here that I like. Do you have a wine cellar?" And the guy says, "Yes, we do. Would you like to see it?" And she says, "Yes." He said, "Would you like to come along?" I said, "I'll come along." And we go in there, and she looks around the wine cellar, and she sees nothing. And then there's this dusty bottle up here, and she pulls down the bottle, and she goes, "This is it." And the waiter looks at me, and he says, "Are you sure?" And he said, "Because before this bottle of wine is taken out of here, I've got to tell you the price of it." And he says, "The price of this wine is 1,500 rand a bottle." And he looks at me, and I look at her, and I look at him. And then I say, why don't you give us 2 bottles and then we'll have a really good night. Right? So what do? I take and I pass the test. And we have a really nice evening. So there's watching here, and now there's the testing in the exploration stage of a relationship. That's how it works. Now then, we really enjoy each other, so we begin to date on a regular basis, and there comes a point where we really begin to bond. You introduce me to your family and your friends, and I do the same thing, okay? And we have a fantastic relationship going, and then she starts to see things about me that she didn't see before that may not be that great, but we saw the good side in the beginning, and vice versa. And then we date on a regular basis, and I go to pick her up one night, and she's not looking very happy. And I say, Zumangwe, darling, why are you so unhappy tonight? And she says, well, Bill, I have to ask you a question. And I say, what's that? She says, we have been dating now for 1 year, as of tonight, because I made a note. And I have to ask you, are we just going to date and date and date and date? Geez, you girls say that well. Okay? And I say, funny that you should ask that question. Because you know the other day when we were at Brown's Jewelry in Santa City, and you saw that ring that you really, really liked? Well, I just wanted you to know that I picked it up. And I'm just wondering if you would like to be my wife. And she says, let me see the rock first. Okay, and I show her the rock, and she says, I'd love to be your wife. Now, see what happens in the relationship? We've gone from attraction, exploration to development, and when I ask her and she says, I will, we've now moved into the commitment stage, and the relationship changes. And by the way, this is where most of the guys jump ship, right here. Now, and she says, I will, and when I leave, she gets on the phone, and what does she do? She phones her friends and her family, doesn't she? And she says, he did it! Oh, he did it! Oh. Right? And she's walking around, all her friends, look what I got here, right? And then I phone my friends, and what do they say? Are you crazy? You're a madman. Okay? And so the commitment stage, the trusting thing happens now. Because that means we can plan forward. Because we are looking, where are we going to live? We put our income together. It's a whole different scene, isn't it? And then eventually, okay, we get married, and then over time we become in the unity stage. So in business, your potential supplier, short-term, developing, trusted long-term supplier, and then eventually trusted advisor and partner to that person. And this is where we'd be at, isn't it? And that can't come unless you have frequency. I couldn't get to there unless we had frequency of contact. Would you agree? And adding value to the relationship. And that's what you have to do to take and do that. Now look, I don't have that ring for you, but what I do have there you are, my dear. But you gotta give me a hug. Okay? Come and give me a hug. Let me give me a hug. Okay, there we go. Okay, there you are. Okay, great. And so it takes